Yeah. Scary movie. There was a scene where Shawn Wayne was playing like a football player that was kind of fruity, and he made her wear shoulder pads. I don't have fetishes or kinks, right? So I'm not weird like that. I think my friends are weird because they like feet, they like all this other. I don't like. I just like sex. I ain't gonna lie, dog. These women in these shoulder pads, not a fool. Lie to your pastor, don't lie to me. But seeing her tackle that thing, boy, all I'm saying is I was up for watching this. Yeah. And I don't know who set it up, if it was Cardi's people, if it was the Chargers, but I will say this, it was very smart. A lot of people watched it. You got Meg showing that she still has strong knees. God bless. I could watch Cardi tackle that dummy all day. Matter of fact, tackle me. My favorite saying to tall women is dunk on me. I just tell Cardi to just tackle me, baby.
I mean, we were second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team. Made a deal for name, image, and likeness. All right, we didn't buy one player. All right, but I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain that in the future because more and more people are doing it.
That's where you see the genius of Nick Saban. He's in a room talking to influential Alabama people. One of the things that he says is, I don't know if we're going to be able to maintain this level if it stays the same. It's basically he's using the Republican strategy. Like, we're good. We got so much talent here, but I don't know if we're going to be able to continue to do this if these Mexicans keep crossing the border. I don't know if we're going to be. I beat shit out of Jimbo more times than I'm not, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep being able to beat shit out of Jimbo if we don't do something. Saban is Geppetto. In my era growing up, Lil' Kim on Quiet Storm had the dopest verse with two goons in the microphone with Havoc and damn, I can't even think of the dude's name. And Prodigy, Havoc and Prodigy. Hot damn hoe, here we go again. Like, when she come in that business, she just boom. It's the real shit to make you feel shit. Bump them in the club shit. Make you knock it out when you bump this drum to your eardrum, the wrong cut. Have a person OD because it's never enough. Like, I'm like, oh shit. I could vibe to that. I could go work out to that. I could go do a lot of shit. Mia O'Brien posted Travis Etienne's workout. Now, he's training in Dallas. He had a Liz Frank injury, which is an injury to like the top of the foot. And what it's done in the past is literally taking the explosiveness away from you. You're watching this video right now with me. It don't look like he's lost a step. I normally hate these drills. Nothing bothers me more than cones. It's a lot of cha-cha slide. You'll never run the ball like what he's doing, but it's a lot of accelerate, cut, jump cut, accelerate, get out of the brakes. So while you may not ever do that to that extent in this drill, these are all real relative things. I would never do them with a kid that I coach at running back. And I really do understand squeezing between the two trash cans.
You got the but it's on live already,
right? Being useful for once out there being in a drill for Travis Etienne as a trash can. Anybody can do better than this. Like, when I say anybody, like, I'm talking about my 3-year-old who doesn't know words. Oh, tell me, pretty baby, I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Making love to the break of dawn, me and you to the baby's born. Till my baby's born. Jeremy has this song called We, and it's like the French spelling of it. But it's like, if we try, that we can be somewhere in the climate. It's warm long as you're around me. I swear that everything will be just fine. Grown man in my suit.
Okay. We're doing this. Okay, we had multiple screens there. All right, threw me off. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games BS brought to you by Dead Media Group, presented by thehumidor.com. Thehumidor.com, the go-to website for all things tobacco related. I don't know if they have that little problem we had last week fixed, but I'm not about to go embarrass myself again. But I need you to go there anyway. Type in SportsDen at checkout. Get that 20% off. Go buy some Alivas. They're my peoples right now. Man, when I tell you, one thing I learned about cigars, man, and cigars and good bourbon or scotch or good brown liquor, basically ABC fine wine and spirits or Goodfellas, can really solve a lot of the world's problems. Like, I'm not about to argue with you with some good ass whiskey. Like, if I got like some $100 a glass shit, like that's probably we're gonna sip this and smile. Like, you don't break that out for people you don't like being around. And then you're smoking a cigar and you just start talking about stuff, like all kinds of life topics. Now, I was with some, I always fill you guys in, but where I'm at, you're at. Just know every room that I go in, if you roll with me, you in that room with me. And like, so I'm checking this out and I'm like, hey, it was some wild stuff happened in Jacksonville and Florida politics, and I didn't realize how close I was to it. I'm not gonna go into that because that's not this type of show, but like, if you follow John Phillips and you follow a lot of the people here, like, it is some shit went down. And then I'm sitting here with people and they're telling me about how the shit went down and like what they got to do to get out of it, and not necessarily bad stuff, but they're like, hey man, this shit ain't had nothing to do with me. But we're sitting there, we're talking about everything from politics, getting African Americans and more active in the Republican Party. We're talking about Deion Sanders. We're talking about mashed potatoes and the perfect amount of gravy added to mashed potatoes. Probably should put some context with that shit out. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any. Okay, all right, I'll give it to you. Deion can be successful at Colorado. The same way, if you're from Jacksonville, this local high school called Boyz High School is successful in football and has been for like the last 30, 40 years. Everybody knows in football, you got to just recruit black guys. That's what everybody thinks, right? The good teams are. The good teams got like 70% black. I get it. I'm with you. That being said, on a high school level, I coach a school that has a lot of black athletic kids. I call them racist. You know why I call them my black kids racist? My black kids are racist because anytime when they see black kids, they beat the fuck out of them. But when they see a team with a bunch of white kids and some black kids, they cheese up. Like, they get scared and terrified. They're terrified of white. I said, are y'all afraid of white people? This is you gotta go look at what's the movie? Was it Maker 43? It's like this great movie. Go find the spoof of Terrence Howard motivating the first time an African American team played against a all white team. And he was just like, do you think, coach, do you mean that if we try our hardest and we do anything, we can beat these white guys? He's like, no, you're black and this is basketball. But anyway, so they didn't. So I say all this to say is that Boyz is amazing. Boyz doesn't just go and recruit any kind of black kid. And before you get mad at me, I couldn't have gone to Boyz. My son, James Anthony Coleman III, could go to Boyz. My youngest son can't go to Boyz. And I'm telling these people this. Like, they can't go. You got to know who you are and what kid you are. Boyz is mashed potatoes and gravy. Mashed potatoes by themselves are just a mid dish. But if you mashed potatoes with too much gravy, it's basically gravy soup and it's nasty. But mashed potatoes with like you just take the little spoon and you just put a little bit of gravy in that bad boy, and it is phenomenal. And that's what Boyz and that's what Colorado is going to be for Deion to be successful. Boulder, Colorado is 1.6% African American. The only thing black people can do in Colorado is get arrested. Trust me, I know One of my friends in fifth quarter this is the cool part about me. They know I don't get my feelings hurt. I got a guy who everybody just deemed racist called Chief Asahola in fifth quarter. Me and Chief be talking all the time, dog. Chief my guy. Like, I love Chief. Chief is cool. Me and Chief was supposed to go hunting. I was mad the other day because he didn't come up. That's how cool me and Chief are. Like, I can't protect you in fifth quarter no matter how good you're my friend. My friend Brandon got kicked out 5 times, and I tried to reinstate him, and I'm like, dog, it's out of my hands at this point. But Chief sent me a Root article saying about how, before Deion got there, how easy it is to be black in the rest. Like, that's the only time you stand out. But 1.6% African Americans, I think half of that is the football team, football and basketball team. But with Deion, if he could get the right amount of gravy in there, I think he's going to be successful. But are you trying to find you gonna play the video? You gonna play it?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you know what? Fine. Let's roll that. Roll that. For how long is the clip? 5. We're not gonna go the whole. I'm gonna, because y'all think I'll be crazy, man. I want y'all to watch this. It's movie day. I'm the substitute teacher at your favorite high school. We're gonna watch some movies today because I don't really know what I'm talking about with college football being out. So we're gonna play this though.
Look, there's 10,000 white people out there that think that we ain't good enough. You know what? Maybe we ain't.
All of y'all feel like that? 400 years in this country, the black man has been spit on, kicked, drugged through the mud. But I've got 2 things I can tell you. Number 1, win or lose, I am so proud of y'all. Number 2, you're gonna win. It's just that plain and fucking simple. You're going to win.
But them white boys from the Hickory Tent.
What game are we playing?
Basketball, coach.
What color is this game?
White.
Exactly. They're white, you're black. This is basketball. I'm not speaking fucking Chinese. I mean, come on, people. You guys are 25-0.
Yeah, coach, but that was against all black teams.
That's the point. Y'all gonna kill those Caucasians.
But coach, look at the fundamentals.
The fundamentals, it doesn't matter. It's all the same when you're some cement foot, troglodyte white boy getting dunked on with a big pair of black fucking nuts hanging on your forehead. Speaking of nuts, Lucius, come on up here, Lucius.
We can stop after this part. This part is hilarious. I'm sorry.
How long is your dick?
I don't know, coach. Like a foot,
Foot and a half.
foot and a half.
Foot and a half. Foot and a half? Their arm ain't even that long. Well,
It's just like what guys. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's a terrible movie. This movie could not be produced like Tropic Thunder. Like, it could not be made in this climate because I'm probably gonna get banned for even playing it. Like the ADL or whatever, they're gonna definitely. I've been real close. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm trying not to, but like that movie is hilarious. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There's also a part where I think Halle Berry was with the British guy, the British comedian that's fucking hilarious, where they're like doing like a blind date thing, and it's like and he's so British, but like it's just. Anyways, where were we at? The point is that we're gonna talk about Deion later, like because Deion is news. Like, it's so great. People were showing me like the statistics and the Instagram reels and all like the blah, blah, blah. I said, man, if Deion was an IG influencer, these motherfuckers is winning. The problem is games got to be played. And I was saying how to say is I was in this room with some very high, heavy, influential people. So if y'all think the respectability politics, I went in that bitch with some Jordan shorts and Travis Scotts talking to rich white people about mashed potatoes and gravy and how it explains equality and races. So like I'm telling you guys, just the best thing about 4-5 is 4-5 let us all know that if you're good, you can do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Like, I'm just letting y'all know. But I've also want to get into this is it is tailgate season. So before y'all cancel me, Florida State's having a Cheez-It Bowl. I got a pretty good tailgate that's coming up, and I need y'all to buy tickets. We've got parking available. We've got all kinds of other different things. If you can go click on I don't know if you pulled up any of the links yet, Miles. But yeah, you can pull that up right there. This is where Miles is about to post it here. This is where the parking is. If you it's basically Ferguson. I don't know what Ferguson does, but Ferguson does something. And it's literally right across the street from the stadium. That's the parking lot that the tickets are. The tickets are now $150. If you just go actually scroll down real quick while we're still talking about that. I think Chris put something about Killer. I can't read it.
Killer's going to be a star. I don't know. It's football, sports, or just outright comedy, but Killer won't need help to be chill. He was a star yesterday.
Yeah. To Chris's defense, Chris has heard me on the phone talking to Killer. Like I'm like I have to. He is a killer. I have to threaten Killer. I literally have to talk to my 4-year-old like he's a grown man because that's the only thing he understands. And I get it. Again, that probably will get me canceled too. If y'all want to come raise these two motherfuckers, y'all are more than welcome to come and help me because I don't know how to do it. They're bullheaded. They're arrogant. They speak their mind and they're tough. I don't know where to get that from. It's got to be a mom's trait. It can't be for me, but I know what I have to do every day. But I need y'all to help me raise these kids by buying these parking spots that I did get for y'all. Now, the cool thing is, this is where the tailgate is going to be for the LSU game. That's not where the tailgate is for this game, but this is where it is for the LSU game. This is literally front row. You cannot get better parking spots for this. I've been looking at other prices for this. You're talking about $200 to $300 per park. Go look up Lot 2 and Lot 1 for the Cheez-It Bowl, and you'll see what the prices are for that. So that's what we're doing. You want to know what the vibes are like? Pick that first link, Miles, for the tailgate season 1. Yeah, that one right there. And I'm never gonna get monetized by YouTube as much stuff as I use, but that's kind of cool because some of the conversations I had yesterday, I really don't even care anymore. As long as the check comes, we're good. But go ahead, push this. This is what a tailgate that nobody can find looks like. And this is what we're trying to replicate here for the Cheez-It Bowl. If you don't like this kind of vibe, this ain't for you. I'm a charcuterie board guy, but ain't no cheese and wine at this tailgate. It is licking fried chicken. All my fly pilgrims, all my fly house words, this is what we doing. We are partying. Can you imagine? For $40, this is what people got. So I'm charging $50 now. Like, if people complain, they said there was no liquor. You see cups and smiles. They said it was mud. You see people vibing. That guy in the beginning, Leroy, had on Gucci slippers in the mud getting after it. I had on $2,000 sneakers and was vibing. This is the vibes of the tailgate. All of the finest FSU Twitter women that y'all all fawn over, guess whose tailgate they be at? They be at mine. It is everything you want. And believe it or not, it was kid friendly. There was kids all over there. We made sure we have good kid snacks. We got Capri Suns and fruit snacks and stuff, apple slices. We got the kids covered. Kids under 10 years old are free. After that, if you got a chick that's a little bit older, just hit me up. We'll make sure they're not drinking no alcohol. So, and if you don't drink alcohol, just hit me up. Remember, all of this goes toward the MFTK Foundation and stuff like that. This weekend, also to finalize it, my high school lost in the state championship to Cocoa High School, which means something. Miles, Cocoa High School. Remember when we go down to Thanksgiving? Yeah. That's literally the high school that's right around the corner from my aunt's house. So, I've seen Cocoa High School for years. It was a really, really big game. Sucks that them boys lost, man. Fullback fumbled the goddamn ball, man. but I'm not going to put it all on him. They said he got blown up. The exchange got blown up. He scored the touchdown to get them to go into overtime. So the fullback did give them the chance to win the damn game, but the fullback also kind of lost them the game, and I'm not happy about that. But I was going through some things. So if you click on the I was Pixar James this past weekend. I've said this in one of these things before, man, and I'll say it again. And I got a friend I got some friends who are really, really good at catering. And I said this comment, and I'm like, I don't mean anything by it. I'll still use y'all. Y'all my rounds, but like, when you can spend $200 at Publix and feed 100 people, like it's just a lot cheaper than $1,500 to feed 100 people at a sit down. But I want y'all to see that, right? Pixar James. Now they fucked my eyes up, but that's okay. You used to have to pay like $50 to $100 to like get somebody to make you a cartoon. Man, you creatives, the game getting fucked up. This Lensa app, so everything that people see that they're everybody's putting their cartoons out and they're doing all this stuff and basically giving the FBI all kinds of facial recognition software for them. Which, by the way, when my friends who post that, you realize every American has a fucking government ID at this point. They can recognize your face, bro. I promise you, they don't need anything extra. Especially if you have a passport, bro. Your face is, every time you go to the airport, your face is scanned. But this Lensa app, I got 50 different pictures in 10, excuse me, I think really even 10 genres of picture for $4. Like, that is like $500 to $1,000 worth of work for you goddamn graphic artist people, like that I just put in an AI simulator and just did it. The game fucked up for y'all, bro. Like, y'all need to come up with something different. Y'all better start making not anime, excuse me. I have Anime James. I think that's one of the other one was Anime James. That one's Pixar. I definitely know that. But like Anime James, cool as shit. I think that's my profile pic is Anime James. But like, there was a picture of me, like it was crazy. I was making all kinds of poses and shit. I was like, I didn't give him that picture. Anyways, if you want to get that, just the Lensa app, it's like $4, guys. It
gets deeper. There are further AIs where you can type in the name of an artist, like say Rembrandt or a new modern artist, and they will draw you in that artist's lifestyle. Now you're coming close to copyright issues and stuff like that, but they haven't caught up to this technology yet, so get it while you can.
Like the craziest thing to me in all of this is, Miles, is your text message attached to this thing, or I can only send it to you, send you stuff in emails?
Email. Okay,
I'm gonna send you another email. We'll open that up in a minute. But the craziest thing in all of this is that like they're making it easier for creatives like me, and they're making it harder for creatives like y'all. So become really, really good, but like at the same time, and it's fast. It took 5 minutes to make this. That's one of the hardest parts. I get it. Miles is creative as shit, but like Miles, if I fucking find a way to make reels like from an AI that could get it to me by the end of the day, like it's gonna be great. But like, it's nothing wrong with guys. It's just, I always say find like not your niche, but like your style, and then go from there. But before I lose everybody, because I haven't talked about enough sports, I want to say RIP to this guy, Celebrity Deathmatch Zone, one of the greatest in a world. Oh, I gotta talk about that. I'll phase into this right here. In a world where referees are ass, and I have some good referee friends. I'm gonna talk about it just like racists talk about stuff. I got some black friends. I have some referee friends, but y'all as a people are terrible. And this was one of the best ones and one of the most violent sports ever created. And this guy I didn't even know, with all of the bullshit that's happened today, I didn't even know this man was passed. Like, this was, I guess, 2 days ago now. But referee Mills Lane died, and he was so iconic that you can pick on him, and like you can make a spoof or a parody of him, and people would still vibe with it. And that says a lot. But I'm about to send you this right now, Miles. This, if it'll let me. Do you have, is your Facebook open on this? Nah, never mind. Let me just email it to you. Referees stay fucking up, and referees stay making excuses for referees. Referees cost us a potential to play in the state championship at the high school I coach at with Mandarin High School. Not that one. I just sent you though. It just went through. The high school I sent that because a kid clearly fumbled the ball and we recovered it on the goal line, and they said he didn't fumble. But nothing was as egregious as this. And it says in Georgia high school state championships, and the reason why people want to fight referees is because you make the game about you. And let's just go. I'll just let you guys see it, and I'll narrate it for the people who are listening. Because sometimes on TikTok, people are like, I would really like to just watch it, but it ain't about you. There's some people on Sound. Actually, my bad. I didn't delete none of the stuff, so it's not going to be on SoundCloud anyway. So just play it. This is the only way you can watch it. You got to watch the YouTube.
Formation in the first quarter on the opening drive of the game. Franklin with the keeper. He goes to the right, and he is waiting for official single touchdown. Formation in the first quarter on the opening drive of the game. Franklin
this man is clearly tackled behind the 1 yard line.
He is waiting for official single touchdown.
He did not break the plane.
Formation
they gave him a touchdown in the state championship. Now, I believe it was like a minute left in the game. This gave the team in red the lead. They ended up winning the state championship on this call. This referee clearly stole the innocence of youth. And he had a clear line of sight. Like, this is why I believe they're getting paid. He's getting paid, but somebody betted on this game. There is no way that kid. Now, one, the formation was admirable. I think America's a better place with 5 running backs or 5 fullbacks. They had that thing loaded up. But that boy ain't sniffed the end zone. And the referees, this is why people don't like you. And then what will happen is people will always say, well, it's not the referee's fault. It's very hard. It's so hard to watch these games. And bitch, it is not hard to see if somebody breaks the play into the end zone when they are clearly tackled. Like, no part of this kid went in the end zone.
Yeah, like
he's not even in the end zone when you're running to say it was a touchdown. He didn't jump. He couldn't jump. The guy grabbed his legs before he could jump. And what happens is you don't have replay because you can't do that in high school. But there is 3 other adults on that fucking football field. They can say, hey, Bill, this is ridiculous, Bill. I'm assuming his name is Bill. No, what Bill? We're going to call him Richard. Dick. Dick, don't be a dick. You know that kid was like, let's conference and say, man, that wasn't no touchdown, bro. Come on, man. What the fuck you on, man? You want some mushrooms? And then Dick can tell them, hey, man, listen, dog. The mob got me, dog. They got my son. They said if they don't win this game, then they're gonna fuck me up. They're gonna fuck him up. Like I just want my kid back. Then they can be like, all right, cool. We can get a better explanation. But there's no reason why that was even considered that. We see so many bad calls like this. And I'm gonna put referees in the same thing that I say. All lives matter or zebra lives matter. I'll give you that, like the Blue Lives Matter crew. I'll give you that. But can you at least admit, because we're still waiting on the Blue Lives Matter people, can we at least admit that there are some guys that make your job very difficult because they fuck it up on a consistent basis? Can we at least admit that there's some fucking zebras that really make us want to whoop your ass? I remember it was one game. I remember there's a referee that I still remember to this day. Ron Cherry. If you're a Florida State fan, you remember Ron Cherry. Ron Cherry was a dick to Florida State consistently. We played against Wake Forest. I believe it was my senior year. It wasn't my junior year. We played Wake Forest at Wake, so I don't really remember. I think, no, it had to be my junior year. And we almost lost. It was a close game. And it was because there was a lot of bullshit calls. And I told Ron, spoke freely. If we had lost that game, I was going to unalive you. I didn't say unalive. I just don't want marking them already. I got 4 more days on probation, and then I'm free. I don't want to get, but like it's sometimes when you guys really just make it difficult for us. Like just if we know who the referees' names are, that's a bad thing. So yeah, so it's just damn, dog. Like those kids worked really, really hard. And kudos to the red team. Congratulations for winning state, but damn, if people ain't gonna every year be like, yo, that was some bullshit, right? It was some bullshit. All right, moving on to some stuff that's less sad, because that was bad. Everybody's talked about it. I hope that guy gets fired. Like I see some nurses in Atlanta are getting in the news because they were picking on their patients, and that shit happens. Oh yeah, they were talking bad. They were like, one guy had one baby mom, he had two baby mamas in the same hospital.
Oh,
Now that's something they call that hood twins. Like, that is some skill right there, man. Shoot up two clubs at the same time. That's a threesome gone wrong. Can't shoot up both clubs, bro. But then they talked about, like, people coming to the nurse station. That was wild. And there's this TikTok thing called icks, and the nurses were saying this is what makes me ick or sick. But they got fired for that. And I hope this referee goes the same route as those nurses. We have a nurses shortage, and we apparently have a referee shortage. But we can't have this. We got to get rid of these guys. And so on from that, in case you didn't know, the Jacksonville Jaguars won, and they won in some incredible fashion. I am not even going to hold you. I didn't think there was a chance in hell that the Jaguars were going to win. So much so that I actually sit my teal suit and both my black suits and my shirt that matches the Jaguars to the cleaners. So I couldn't wear on victory. I couldn't wear because this is how I started my day right here. I love this thing right here. I forgot the Jacksonville person who actually had the sound.
Let me know now, okay? Because today
I
ain't
need
the day.
just every week.
Okay.
I got to start off with
I need to know. Do I need to watch the game?
because I need to
Or
know
just let it
the mentality.
just hear about it? Jaguar, listen. Let me know now, okay? Do I even need to watch the game? Let me know now, okay? Because today ain't the day, okay?
And boy, and it started off rough. They came in. It was a battle. Derrick Henry was doing the thing that Derrick Henry only does when he plays the Jaguars. I don't understand how he hates the city of Jacksonville so much after the city has been so kind to him. Such a great young man. He ain't a kid no more. I don't think he's ever a kid. Again, I personally think Derrick is an alien. But they were winning 14-7 going into the first quarter, and I just like, man, this is gonna be crazy. And then, then we already have Andre Cisco. He's out. And then so we had to play Fabio Wingard. And Fabio is just ass consistently. But then something happened. I'm starting to think that one of the things that people haven't explained to us about concussions is that concussions can unlock your super mutant gene. Like, think about Tua. Tua was playing really, really bad until he almost died. Until he got hit so hard that he threw up gang signs. Like, he almost woke up to a concert with Sam Cooke. And what's the dude XXXTentacion. But he came to, and all of a sudden this man has been playing on the MVP level. Patrick Mahomes is the only person who's been balling, but something shook up in his brain syntax when he got hit. Fabio bangs this cat. Gets his brain wobbled. Then he comes back and he gets an interception. Then Evan Ingram starts doing some shit. And then it really all turned around when they caused Derrick Henry to fumble the ball. It's like they punched Derrick and he got punched in the mouth for the first time. And he didn't know how to respond. To put it in perspective, the Jaguars scored 26 unanswered points. A Jaguars team that can't score. It was lovely because we hate the Titans. I was ready to fix my thumbs, to say something very vile, very disrespectful, and over the top egregious about number 44, Trayvon Walker. They put 44 in coverage. He also made a bad play. And I'm like, I started to say something along the lines, this motherfucker sucks. I fucking don't ever want another player from the University of Georgia. The fuck Kirby got going on up there? Why would we draft this motherfucker first overall? This motherfucker can't do shit right. This motherfucker might be a bad person. I was just about to go ham because I was just mad and I was sick of it and I had enough. I was sick of this shit. But then a lovely thing happened. And I was about to push send. And I didn't pay the $8 for the blue check mark, so I don't have the editing feature to delete it. But before I pushed send, Trayvon did something crazy. He came off he put his hand in the dirt. He beat the tackle. He came off the backside and he fucked Ryan Tannehill up. And it was a fumble. And I was like, well, all right then. Well, let me not do that. And then everybody got involved with the madness. If you want to go ahead and put this, I'm telling y'all, I've been very candid. I still don't understand why we drafted this guy. Not drafted, excuse me. Why we picked this guy up in free agency, but he's been my favorite pick. The man was running. The reason why I call him Crazy Jones, because the man was running butt booty ass naked down a hallway, and they had to Baker act him. But Crazy was playing crazy, and that's what you need when you need your crazy guys to step up. Listen, man, what is football without a couple of touched individuals? Football is, guys, just be honest. My mom used to tell my daughter's mother this all the time. When she used to try to get on my nerves, get under my skin. I've never hit a woman. I don't believe in domestic violence, but at the same time, women who test football players or athletes, I think, are need counseling. And she told him, she's like, baby, have you ever seen what that boy does to people? She's like, he is touched. He literally runs into other humans for a living. Like, that's what he chose to do. Like, nobody forced him. He woke up one day and said, Mom, I want to run into other individuals as hard as I can and possibly knock myself out. That's what football players do. It's just, you like it when it works on you, as long as they don't, and Crazy Jones is working. Everybody was playing well. Jaguars beat the shit out of Titans. And what's wild is at 5-8, the Jaguars are still in playoff contention. And one of the things that I always ask for, all I want for Christmas from the Jaguars is to be playing meaningful games in December and not having to talk about the draft. And that win delayed me having to talk about the draft for 2 more weeks because we're only 2 games out of first place. So if the Titans go downhill and your Jags go uphill and win right now, they're good. They're not going to win out. They're going to win 7 games. But so they'll win 2 of the next 5. And, this will be a better season. But as I've said, a good coach will make your team average, and average will look like exponential progress because we've been so bad. Again, always remember this. The Jags, it's easier to win a Super Bowl than to do what the Jacksonville Jaguars have done. And the fact that Fabio played out of his mind, that's good coaching right there. That defensive coordinator is all right with me because that motherfucker sucks. He stinks. Cisco's that dude, though. But now getting into the school that I have nothing bad to say about. I'm so pleased with, actually, no, before we get into that, I just want people to know what I'm sick of. I've never been a guy to say, shut up and play ball. And I don't want my friends who are of faith, this is not about you. But I just have a hard time believing that God is caring about the Denver Broncos right now. And it's clear in his play, even though he did play better today. He played better yesterday. He said, Jesus, you get all my praise. And that's what he said. And I'm just like, man, is Jesus going to help you with help my fantasy team this week? Because you're definitely not. Like, I'm tired of Sierra's husband. Like, I know at some point Jesus is saying the same shit. Like, he's like, yo, man, stop. Like, he's a winner. This man went down into hell, snatched the keys from hell from the devil, smacked the shit out of him. He's a winner. He's an alpha. He doesn't go and score 8 fantasy football points, average 8 fantasy football points. He is a 30 to 40 fantasy football point average guy. Jalen Hurts gets to say Jesus would give you all the praise. Right now, you need to chill out, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm sick of this shit. But now I get to go to things that make me happy, like my alma mater, Florida State. Florida State, before we get into football, we care about all sports, kind of. Men's basketball, shout out to y'all. Y'all won. We beat Louisville. Our men don't know how to act right, but man, our girls sure do. Everybody with this, please go follow at NIYA LATSON. Nia Latson. Jit hooping, dog. Jit is hooping. McDonald's All-American. Committed to Florida State in August of last year. Been on the team this year. Man, she's just ties her career high at 34 points. The women are 9-1. They are getting after it. She is killing it. The beautiful thing about girls basketball is they got to graduate for the most part before they go to the WNBA. So we got her for 4 years. Hey, somebody hit me up. If this stuff that me and my guy Chris with Sporadics got going, I ain't even gonna hold you, little baby. I want to give you an NIL deal. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. We got this is how you know Tallahassee's starting to rock a little bit. I need FAMU guys to stop rubbing off prime time over there in Jackson State and start beating up on people. But head coach Willie Simmons did this, and it reminds me of a tweet that my boy Big Noel put out. Big Noel put a tweet out. Why do all the best black college coaches have weird nicknames? And so before I read this thing off, what Willie Simmons said, my boy Chuck Hobbs posted earlier today. I thought I took a screenshot of it. Oh yeah, right here. Because there's an article in Tallahassee.com talking about Willie Simmons looks back on his time since 2017 hire. And Chuck Hobbs, but it's been a great 5 years under Coach Willie Shotgun Simmons leadership. It's like they always got them names like Tyrone Too Tall Jones or this, like it's like always this. So Willie, I guess, decided to give White Mike, because regardless of what you believe, this is Mike Norvell. I call Mike Norvell White Mike because that's White Mike. Mike Norvell got cornrows to the back when he was playing. Now, he says he did it because the little black kids that he was mentoring did good in school and he got his hair cornrowed back. That looks like John B. That looks like he's comfortable with that. Mike was a good, like, his name was White Mike in the locker room. And for my pilgrims who don't understand this and be like, James, why this is the most, to have a descriptor added to you is one of the greatest compliments that you can get in the African-American culture if you're not one of us. Because you could just be epitaph. You could just be whatever. But we already have a Mike. Mike's a common name. Mike is black. But White Mike is white. And we like White Mike. Like I had a White Tony. And we needed to do that. Sometimes you also do that so that you can remember that they are white, because sometimes they're so cool that it fucks your head up. And you forget about this shit. So that's cool. But you see this stuff right here. Willie Simmons, when he transferred from Clemson to FAMU, he had the Wicks. Now, Wicks back then, man, this was bold now. This was some brazen shit to have Wicks then. Them Wicks then was about to be, you was coming down. He looked like he mean. He probably had some goals in his mouth too. I don't remember. But like, and this is Coach Willie Simmons now. Let's go see White Mike. This is White Mike. And now let's see Miguel Blanco. And this is Miguel Blanco. This is my guy, Coach Norvell. Now who wouldn't want to come to Tallahassee to play for coaches like this? And we were both ballers. LOL. We cleaned up nicely. Wouldn't you agree? Tallahassee takeover. Swagger on 100,000 trillion. Wanish Way Willie. Macho Man Mike. Macho Man Norvell. He gave him a black college coach name. Love it. I love it. both are doing some good things. It's very similar to a Billy Joe, Bobby Bowden relationship in the 90s. We got to see these boys keep progressing. Hopefully FAMU keeps doing their thing. Hopefully Florida State continues to progress, but this is one of the best years we've had in quite some time. So congratulations to both of those. Big recruiting weekend for both schools. Florida State had 2 tight ends, two transfer portal tight ends, Jaheim Bell, and I forgot the kid from Shorter College's name, 6'7" tight end. They had a DB from UCF and his younger brother, who's probably going to Alabama, who was a 2024 kid, reclassified to 2023. They had a linebacker from Virginia, a lot of good momentum, a lot of great talk. I believe we had a Bain from down in Miami. I think he's going to go to the University of Miami, but quite a few guys came in and did some really, really good things. Murlock. Okay, yeah, that's his name. 6'7", 250 kid. I think we're going to get both of those tight ends. I think we get Jaheim Bell and Murlock. I think we're going to get Brown, the older brother, who's also a sophomore. The cool thing about Mike Norvell in the transfer portal is he gets guys that have multiple years left in college. So, like, they're not just leaving. So, like, you can get them for a year or two before they just bounce. If you get them for only a year, that means they outperform their contract, and that's a blessing. But Coach did his thing with that. But one of the things that I want to get into this, and before we move on to the next thing, I am a huge guy for community service. I'm doing my 3rd annual book bag drive. Not book bag drive. I've already done the book bag drive. Tired. My 3rd annual Gifts for Good Grades thing. Oh, my bad. Before we even get into that, go click on the Jaheim, the number 6, the jersey. That one. Jaheim Bell. I don't know if this is an omen. I don't know if I might have to yell at my boys with Logan and them with no game day. But apparently somebody went on Jaheim Bell's fan site, and this was some pretty interesting swag that was left. That looks very FSU-ish. Stand on business is his saying. We know he's not going to South Carolina again, so he's probably not got South Carolina themed stuff. No other school Jaheim Bell's being recruited that said this. He says he was hacked. This looks very, but it was his website. People could have went and bought this merchandise. Just saying. Maybe he jumped the gun, told his team to get ready, but hey, whatever. That's when you know you got good recruiting. But now going back to Florida State doing stuff. They Florida State Seminoles graciously donated 3,000 children's books for our Title I elementary school classroom libraries. Thank you, Coach Norvell and the team, for tremendous donation, which greatly benefits so many students. Thank you to all the fans that took part in donating for our community of youth, especially at First Book, and for all they do across the country. Appreciate Leon County School District for partnering with the Noel family on this wonderful project. Keep climbing. Coach Norvell is just such an amazing guy, to a major benefit to the city of Tallahassee. He's done, I'll never forget what he did for the book bag drive. He donated 125 book bags, one specifying for each member of the Florida State football team. And Mike, we might need to clip this so I can send this to Coach Norvell so I can make sure we get that donation again next year. I think, this is God blesses Mike. This is me. In the arms of an angel. Coach Norvell, God blesses those who give. And because of your donation, is it any coincidence that we won a lot of games? I'm not taking all the credit for you donating to MFTK, but your team did embody the things that MFTK Foundation stands for. It's not these kids that we don't care about. These kids went out and played with the ferocity of, man, fuck them kids. So, like, we want to make sure we continue to lead in the right direction. So I appreciate you, because you didn't donate any other year. Now, your defense didn't ask, but you didn't donate any other year, but you donated this year. We go 9-3. I don't know if it was the only reason, I'm just saying it is a reason. Just that's all. That's all. Just saying. So appreciate you guys doing that. My boy B-Mac, who was in that tailgate video, had on some $1,000 shoes in the mud. He found a tailgate. He has some very, very big things to say about next year's Heisman Trophy race and who he believes will win it. And we'll see. Let you guys hear it from the horse's mouth of CBS Sports. Always does a great job. Representative knows. If you're in media, if you're a player that wants to get in media, and you ain't coming to Florida State, I don't know what you're trying to do, man. We do it big over here. But let's see what B-Mac has to say.
Pretty good at predicting certain things in regards to the Heisman. I will predict this. No question, Caleb will get another invite to New York for the Heisman Award in 2023. But I don't think Caleb Williams will win the Heisman in 2023. He will be there. He will be a top 3 type player in regards to the rankings. But I don't think Caleb Williams will win the Heisman in 2023. So if you want a prediction, an early, way too soon prediction for the 2023 Heisman winner, my winner will be Jordan Travis from Florida State.
Wow. You heard him. You heard him. I'm gonna squeeze this in here just because it is breaking news. Mississippi State football coach Mike Leach had a massive heart attack on Sunday in Starkville, was transferred to the University of Mississippi Medical Center in Jackson, where he'll be cared for on Monday. He's doing, it's tough, man, because they put that man in. They say that man's in bad shape. He is, they're basically saying goodbye to him already, which I think sucks for the people's families, but yeah. If we can go to the email, it was another email I sent you, not the SMU guy. Yeah, it's just a Twitter link. So we'll talk about this first. Click on the video because I want to hear this. I'm just really tired of the narrative that gets pushed and painted about the portal from coaches. So let's go listen to what and this is more so in basketball. Tom Izzo is talking about all of this. So and Tom Izzo's a legend.
My biggest fear of the transfer rule is anybody going to learn how to fail? Because it's okay to fail. Have you ever failed? Sure. I failed a zillion times. You don't learn as much from winning as you do from losing. Because when you win, everybody's patting you on the back and you got 100,000 friends. So you're not playing. Draymond, he played 5 minutes a game as for Tillman, Valentine. I can name you pros that they would have transferred by now because they don't want to endure the process. There's so many things, but is it teaching a guy when the going gets tough, get the hell out of Dodge?
All right. The message is great. And my boy Pete Schoenthal is how I saw it. It's a great message. I think a solve to the current portal issues would be to limit freshmen from transferring. Have to do 2 years at the school unless your coach leaves or you're granted a waiver. But that can't happen unless it's collectively bargained, and we are a ways away. There used to be that the school did, like when you signed an LI, not NIL, an LI, your national letter of intent, that school basically had your rights for 2 years. I had a teammate, Buster Davis, that wanted to transfer out. Bobby wouldn't let him. Basically, he would have had to walk on for the first 2 years of his college. Basically you could release, but guys, the transfer portal is not new. Transferring is not new. The transfer portal is new, but freshmen leaving, doing all kinds of stuff is not new. Let me go read off a list of names for my FSU fans, because everybody believes things are different. Your school is better than everybody else, and this didn't happen back in the day, right? That's what everybody says. We had the number 2 overall class in the nation. We signed 20. We had 23 commitments, not including me and damn, I forgot my guy's name who came from Warner Robins that year, but he was a prop 48. Lorenzo Booker was the highest rated. Chris Davis, Leon Washington, Pat Watkins, Deshaun Platt, Lonnie Davis, AJ Nicholson, Cam Wembley. They have Chris Davis in here twice. Oh, yeah, that shouldn't be there. Chauncey Stovall, I just saw the other day. Chris Turner, Nate Hardage, Sam McGrew, Wyatt Sexton, Thomas Clayton, Buster Davis, Lawrence Sam, Broderick Bunkley, Daryl Burston, Roger Williams. So my bad, it was Roger Williams who got added. Corey Niblock, Torrance Washington, and Chris Anderson. So we're gonna go back. I don't know who Chris Anderson is. He went to Mandarin High School. He didn't come. Thomas Clayton transferred as a freshman. Ended up going to Kansas State. I talk about him a lot. Worked out for him. Buster Davis tried to transfer. Almost actually left for like a week during two-a-days. Chris Turner never showed up. Lonnie Davis never showed up. Deshaun Platt never showed up. We have 5 guys out of the 23 commits that never got there. They said 22 enrollees. These motherfuckers four never showed up. Transferred out. Let me check out this 23 class. I'm just trying to give you guys the game because a lot of y'all have fuzzy memory. We had the 15th overall class. Ernie Cromartie, Chauncey Davis was dope. John Frady, Bird, Aubrey McFadden, not. Alex Boston came, Chase Goggins. I remember Chase. Flew, Overmeyer, Mario, DJ. Clifton Dixon was cold as shit, man. He was dope. Ended up getting kicked out. Jermaine McElroy, not. Jay Shaw was cold. Garrison Sanborn, he's still playing in the NFL. I'm saying all this to say, guys, people don't show up, people get transferred out, people get pushed out. And what I'm tired of is, and this is a descriptor, because this is who's doing it, and these are the ones that they're pandering to who continue to get it. But old white men keep saying this shit that's just simply not true. You know what happens at exit interviews? The coach basically tells you if they want you or they don't want you. What they believe you're going to do. There was a young man, I would say even at Florida State, that did not want to leave to go to the University of Maryland. Quayshawn Fuller. And I thought Quayshawn Fuller played really well. I think he could have actually played on this team and done better this year than some of the guys that kept. But they literally told him that we think you've maxed your cap and we don't really see where you're going to go here. It's best that you explore your options. He was asked to leave. He didn't quit. He did not try to compete. He was asked to leave. They ask you to leave. It's not a guaranteed 4 or 5 year scholarship, guys. You sign 4 1-year deals. The good schools, if you get hurt and on a medical, they'll let you medical DQ, and then they'll let you pay for your schooling for the rest of the time that you're there. That's for the nice ones. Y'all got to get rid of this fantasy that you're living in, that these kids just go around quick. Do you know how hard it is to get to become a 4 and a 5-star prospect? It's even harder in basketball. You think you got to that point by just being a pussy? You guys think that these men are saints. These are men who are alpha men who are controlling other alphas. I got news for you. It's not all smiles and Hallmark cards. They're not going over there laying hands on these young men and praying for them. Some of these coaches are shitty people. Now, I hope he doesn't pass, and I hope he heals. But Mike Leach literally told a kid to enter the transfer portal because you're a soft piece of shit. This is what these men do, but then they go. Now, Mike Leach, to his credit, Mike Leach is who he is. But Tom Izzo's an intense coach. He's gonna go over there and do you even? Do we still got the video up there, Miles? I want you to listen to the tone, right? Because this is what trips me out. Just listen to, like, you just push play right now. It doesn't matter where you go.
Fear of the transfer rule. Is anybody going to learn how to fail?
It's so,
because it's okay to fail. Have you ever failed? Sure, I failed a zillion times.
Just, you think that he coaches the players like that? So I'm just afraid of you to fail, son. I just want your best interest in mind. No, he wants to win. So I'll say this, because he brought up Draymond Green, who happens to be really, really good in the NFL. My bad. Because he built like a fucking NFL player, but you're right. I'd argue in today's game, Draymond Green gets ran off by Tom Izzo. Because Tom Izzo feels he can go get a transfer portal guy that's better, or he can go get a high school guy that's better. And you want to know the truth? There is nothing wrong with Tom Izzo's approach, and there's nothing wrong with the high school prospects approach. Because at the end of the day, you go to those schools to win, and winners always upgrade. I went to Florida State because every year they brought in somebody that was going to replace me, and I was brought in to replace somebody else, and that is what I signed up for. Did you push Chris out? I didn't really know.
It says, hey, really appreciate all your effort and support of the team, but we think you have hit your ceiling. Now they have get your ass out of my house. And yeah, it's a business.
It's a business. But it's a business for. So again, I'm not saying that the kids don't need to appreciate that. But what I'm saying is we have to stop having one-sided capitalism because you've never been good enough to be able to participate in the perks of capitalism. Progress feels like oppression when the world was built for you.
Right.
All this is saying that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it is tough for it to work out. It's the same concept that goes with the NFL owner, and the dealing with Jerry Jones, who's got years of racism and business acumen, and you're only 21 years old. You know how, I want people to understand, like, even before Jerry Jones, who was Al Davis? Al Davis is part of the reason why the NFL was even where it's at. Imagine, Al Davis put the rules in place and you have to go negotiate with him. Who better knows the rules than you? Than the person who invented it. So that's kind of the situation that these guys are being put in. They get a chance to participate in it, and I'm just tired of people just really having, because you want to, all right, you want to know how you really change this stuff? I'm going to tell you how you really change this stuff. Reinstitute the APR. Y'all so tired of kids leaving. APR is basically make them motherfuckers have to graduate people. You know what they're going to stop doing? Stop running off the sorry guys that have high GPAs and look like they're going to graduate. Right now, you're not good. Get out of here. There are no, when COVID happened, they suspended the APR. That's why you're able to flip a whole roster. With APR, boy, if you signed to that college, you are responsible for graduating that kid. So you better hope he graduates somewhere else. But y'all don't really want to have those stories about how to solve the problem. You just want to bitch about the problem. That's the American way.
The problem is they know, so it becomes manipulative. These aren't just, he's not speaking this rhetoric because he's confused, or he knows what he's doing.
He knows exactly what he's doing. And this is the, oh man, how are we going to teach them what are we going to teach them? Failure is how you learn.
Their parents got that.
Failure is how we teach you to be a good man in life. But if you just run away, how are you gonna ever? Well, how will you ever fail? Like, what will we ever do? I am just not a fan of throwing a stone and hiding your hand. That's just like, if be who you are 100%. As the people used to say back in my day, I know it's an old saying now, but you ain't got a lot to kick it. Now, moving on, is SMU the new Miami? Rhett Lashley left to go flourish in Dallas, Texas, at Southern Methodist University. One of the key, one of the prime reasons why we have the NCAA was SMU used to participate in name, image, and likeness before everybody else got a chance to. They used to say the Pony Express paid so much money that players were said to take a pay cut going to the NFL. Eric Dickerson, was it Craig? Craig James, like Ebony and Ivory, Salt and Pepper, running backfield was killing cats, getting paid all kinds of money. Eric Dickerson had a gold Trans Am, and that was his car in college. Like, so everybody don't we find it ironic? These kids got Lamborghinis. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna want to work hard? Eric Dickerson went to the NFL, broke records because they was paying him. We've seen this in real life. There is nothing new under the sun. They were doing this in the 80s during the androgyny period. So they was wearing earrings too and wearing slim pants, listening to weird music, just like you guys were. There's nothing new under the sun. But anyways, that's not what Rhett Lashley took over. Rhett Lashley left, and he's doing his thing over there. And all we've heard is how Miami doesn't have talent. Miami doesn't have talent. These guys worked when Rhett Lashley was your offensive coordinator. They don't work for Brian Gaddis and for Kevin Steele, who I admire Kevin Steele. But right now, Rhett Lashley went and got 3 players from the University of Miami to come commit to Southern Methodist University. Former Edge Elijah Roberts announced his transfer commitment to SMU. He wasn't really doing much this past year. Jalen Knighton, who FSU fans all remember, and we know he was once committed to Florida State, decommitted when Willie Taggart was fired. He is now his nickname is Rooster. He is committed. Yeah, he just deleted it. He is now committed to SMU, which I think he will flourish out there and do very, very well, which will probably in turn be an indictment of what the lion-ass Cubans are doing down in the University of Miami. I didn't write the book, man. I just read the motherfucker, man. That's just what it looks like, man. If it's, it looks really, really bad down there. Moving on, I'm not going to stick in there. Florida's doing some shit too. I don't really give a shit. I want to just shout this out, non-sports related, but City Boys winning. Dr. Umar going out here on national TV talking about polygamy, saying that alpha males don't know how to be monogamous. Saying things like, he's going to have him 2 black queens once he slows down. But I am liking the change. There's always a paradigm shift, right? One, the funny thing is people talking about polygamy has changed. Like, I think people are more because what happens is, if you see this, it is economically irresponsible to get a divorce in this climate unless the person is physically or emotionally abusing you. Even if you want to get a divorce, work that shit out like your grandparents did. The reason why I say that is because, man, rent is like $2,000 a month. That is, was it 2 times 12 is 24. That's $24,000 before taxes. You're probably going to end up paying, you're going to pay $3,000 a month just to live. So that means $36,000 to live. The average, if you make $50,000, you make a lot of money in this climate. So that means that's $50,000 before tax, which is probably roughly about 38 to 39 if you're lucky post-tax. You get your income tax return and shit like that. But just saying. So that means you got $7,000 to flourish. Man, anything happens and you're fucked. I'm just saying, like, yeah. Anyways, I'm saying all to say is, you've been listening to these rappers and these R&B singers that say they'll do everything for you. You've been listening to these people talk about the 50-50 debate. But when I'm seeing Glorilla, Cardi B, all these women who have means say, hey, man, y'all better go 50-50, bitches. After they was telling you where the bag at this. No woman was corrupting the youth more than the city girls. Right. And JT Everybody talked about JT. That's how I'm gonna go get me an old dude. She get paid $30,000 a month to be just his girl, and she can live her best life. And she on boats, and she is this. And then they abruptly broke up. Puffy had sent her flowers and a whole bunch of shit. Then they broke up, and I wondered why. But then on 12/10/2022 at 3:17 p.m., the one Sean Puffy Combs now call himself Diddy or Love. I'm so blessed to welcome my baby girl, Love Sean Combs, to the world. Mama Combs, Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, Jesse, and myself all love you so much. God is the greatest. JT not pregnant. I want a man that's love. Like, yeah, you don't. You want your bills paid, and you might as well. And you're not getting Diddy. I'm telling you guys, stop looking to celebrities for advice and realize what your worth is. Kevin Samuels trying to tell us all that most of y'all are average. Be average. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, live your best life. Find out who you are. Why do you think I got a whole medium handsome campaign going on? Not trying to go out here and live like Idris Elba and Denzel Washington in his prime and all these cats. I know where I'm at. I know what my level is, and I flourish on that level. You cats want to live with these other cats, man, get out of here. $30,000 a month. I wish I would pay somebody that kind of money. You know how much work a woman gonna have to do for $30,000 a month? I can go to the Build a Bitch workshop in the DR for a lot cheaper.
You could become a billionaire and then end up like Kanye.
That part. And we don't, none of us want to be like Kanye. And then click on the other stuff. Can we stop saying, again, it goes back to the NIL stuff, the theme. Can we stop saying that this generation is worse and that they're watching worse stuff on TV and things like this? Because I got this clip from one of my favorite father of all time is James Evans. But I want y'all to see the disrespect, the sexual, and this isn't subliminal. People say TV is subliminal these days. This ain't subliminal. This is overly sexual right here. And I ain't mad at him.
You think my husband will like his birthday present?
Yes, Lord. I get it, baby. Here. Hello? No, not no. Of course that ain't Florida. Junior, pull the shade down. What's your jaw so tight about? What do you mean? No, of course that ain't Florida. What I meant was, baby, if that was you standing there in a bathing suit, why all the windows in the projects be wide open.
I'm not bothering anybody.
No. This is a typical evening in the Evans home. Yeah, no trouble at all, Miss Brooks.
James. Yeah. JJ is doing the painting. There's no need for you to do the looking.
Oh, Florida, what you talking about? I ain't paying that girl no mind.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this stuff is cold. Give me another cup of thigh, will you?
I'm just saying. It was funny. But what I'm saying is that subliminal, like, is that not clearly, like, you're clearly calling your wife ugly. You're clearly coveting this chick. The entire project is looking through the window. It's just, listen, man, it was funny. It's the truth. I just think people got to stop being afraid of like we people are perceptive, man. I think when you make things over the top and that was on primetime TV. Black Panthers wasn't protesting this. They weren't writing they weren't writing think pieces about protect black women, even the ugly ones. Like right now, just think about that right now. Think about your social media timeline. It would be chicks with afros, dark skin, with gaps in their teeth that kind of look a little bit like who's the woman? Stacey Abrams. The Stacey Abrams of the world are going to write think pieces about why aren't you men attracted to the woman like this? Like it's art, like bitch. It's people marrying mid all the time. But there's nothing wrong with admiring a good piece of work. But going to the other, can we stop? That might be the name of the show. Primetime. We can't stop. Won't stop. Rockefeller Records. Prime is in the news. Prime is doing everything else. Prime has been getting go back reverse order on the Prime one. I want to click on the first one. This is what Prime was, getting welcome. Anybody who knows Florida State situation, or when last time a predominantly white institution hired a rock star coach with some swag and sauce dripping, this right here looks very familiar to you. Yeah, that one. Just play this and just click on the link. I want everybody to get the vibes of this, and I'm going to give some critiques on it.
Well,
Willie Taggart was really embraced like this.
They were waiting all night for this. The loudest ovation, not for a KJ Simpson three.
He forces Shedeur to
Coach
stand
Prime,
up.
Deion Sanders,
Shedeur, who's still signed
entered the building
and playing quarterback for Jackson State, is not hindered the transfer.
Every coach talks about creating culture, creating an environment, getting enthusiasm, getting the fan base awakened when they take over a job. Watched, you and I have sat with tons of coaches, and that's something they always talk about, but never
we can
have I seen an
push
atmosphere
pause
like
on this
this.
real quick. Oh, my bad. Not on that one. That's blocking it. Let's get a good look at Prom. Yeah, right there. That's good. That's solid right there. Solid right there. Now, if you remember the first meeting that Primetime had, said indoors, no hoodies, no caps, no chains. Attitude reflects leadership. If you can't follow it, he said, your play on the field makes you, not your clothing. And that's all Prom. I like what Prom has on. He's comfortable. It's cold in Colorado. You should wear these things. But again, it's a do as I say, not as I do. But if you go click on my and I'm gonna call out one of my dope boys who happens to be really, really good friends. So I put finish. Oh, my bad. No, not that one. Go back to the original thing, because that's what I tweeted. The video with Prom. Yeah. Yeah. So scroll down. I put all those things. So scroll down. So right there, click on that one right there. Boucher, Corey Fuller, phenomenal man. One of the best motivational speeches you'll ever hear is him taking his East Gaston players, or what it got me. Anyway, I think it was East Gaston players, to his projects in Tallahassee, which is no longer, pouring down rain, showing them the house that he grew up in. Great man. And if somebody calls it out, and he's like, he don't wear earrings, #just work. He's coming to defend his friend. Now, I get why Boucher did that. Boucher knows Deion personally, and Deion is a great friend to his friends. But goddamn it, Boucher, you know that's bullshit. You know exactly. You can comment on the guy, Fred Wilmer. You can comment on him and his picking on Deion rocking the earrings. Or no, because I put on there earring. Is he wearing earrings too? And he finds this, and then Corey goes down and scrolls down and says, that was in the 80s. You don't find anything recent. But you commented on the one thing I said, but you know good and damn well that Deion went in that meeting and said, you can't wear none of that. And this is where I have an issue with. If you're my friend and you can't call me out on my bullshit, you're not my friend. That's all we're saying. We know it doesn't have anything. Corey can tell you. I bet you never went and said, damn, if I didn't wear this earring, I wouldn't have made that tackle. Or I wouldn't have made an interception. But we also get this attention to detail, and there's some things that you do, but it's a very militaristic statement, and it's very old school, and it's respectability politics. And Deion is a very much so do as I say, not as I do, because if he was, he wouldn't be all over the social media like this. But this is what Deion does, and this is why Deion is a movement. That being said, one of the most interesting dynamics in all of this is the relationship between Deion Sanders and his two kids. Now, upon further review, if you watch Deion Sanders' entire life, which has been on social media basically, because he had a reality TV show, you would get a little bit more of understanding of Shiloh picked mama in the whole situation. So Shiloh is the son that gets stepped out, but I like this right here. I want to hear this, what Shiloh did, because Shiloh is still a Jackson State Tiger and probably got stranded in Jackson, Mississippi after following his dad. But what did Shiloh say to Shedeur? Yeah, Shiloh is basically, saying, hey, man, cut all that shit out.
Look how you walk around there with that hat on, bro. We got a game left. Let me catch you with that hat on, bro, when we got one more game left, bro. Look how you walk around there with that hat on, bro. We got a game left. Let me catch you with that hat on, bro, when we got one more game left, bro.
That's good. Because one of the things lost in all of this is while Deion Sanders is the coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, and he is being allowed to coach one last game for the Celebration Bowl in Atlanta this weekend. Shiloh is not in the transfer portal. You know, there was an interesting tidbit that was dropped the other day about why Deion left, right? And they talked about misuses of funds and things of that nature. They besmirched the guy. No Game Day and Logan Robinson has done some stuff, and they've done some investigative journalism. And I'm not going to go. It's about Travis Hunter and Deion Sanders, Barstool Sports, and some other things. I happen to know, like I told people when I called it bullshit, unlike a lot of people, which is going to get my hated clock here shortly, I happen to know a lot of people connected to HBCUs. I was able to call bullshit on a lot of this stuff. Instead of speculating, I just ask questions. Man, a whole lot we'll see what's able to come to light. Don't tell me this kid is messed up. Nah, I wouldn't say that. He'll be okay. But some people will be exposed if the NCAA investigates. It's never a good thing. I don't know what the rules are for tampering with your children, because that is his son at the end of the day. But like, yo, you clearly are tampering with another university. So we're going to keep that. But and it's just, even in all of this, again, HBCUs, I'm just tired of this shit. Like, click on this thing right here. So mid-major college I went to with my sons this past weekend, University of North Florida. I want everybody to see this is a really dope-ass concept. I think a ton of schools should be doing this. They have a suite, the Bank of England, the Bank of London suite, I believe is what it's called. Don't quote me on that. But you can go in there, get you some food, popcorn, cake, watch the basketball game in comfort. And I went to go watch the University of North Florida, who has a budget that's very similar to Bethune-Cookman College, doesn't have anywhere near the donor base or notable alumni that Bethune-Cookman or any HBCU has. But I want you all to see what they have when they went out and raised money. The state didn't give them this. They raised the money. By the way, that was good on my back. You see me, obviously. They'll bring you hot dogs and stuff too in there. You see my Rugrats right there enjoying it. So this is pregame. Now, if you notice those colors, they're playing Bethune-Cookman University. Small school, similar metrics though. That's not a big school by any means.
You like it, Kai? Kai?
It's cool. FAMU has a brand new gymnasium. This could be done at FAMU. This could be done at HBCU. UNF went on to, I want to know what the exact score. We left when there was a 40-point lead. Yeah. It wasn't pretty. You ever seen a Chihuahua fight a pit bull? That's basically what it looked like. I get football. It was 88-48. Like, I get football. Basketball, this is UNF, man. Coach Driscoll's a good coach. Coach Driscoll isn't getting paid millions. And that's the other thing that most people got to realize. The average head coach salary in FBS, is about $175,000, I believe. So Deion's getting paid a lot more than what other coaches get paid. But, like, it's really not that much. It's not what you think. The facilities across the board aren't what you think. It's not what you think. Like, yeah, Power 5 is everything you think. The top G5 is everything that you think. Everywhere else isn't. Like, this is a recruitment and retention issue. I was telling somebody about Florida State FAMU School of Engineering, College of Engineering. They share They co-brand. They've tried to split, give both schools their own. I 100% understand why FAMU won't do that. It's not in their best interest. Florida State brings in the most people, but FAMU controls the books and the curriculum. I can tell you right now, the engineering school isn't full of a lot of guys that look like me or even not no housewares and pilgrims. You know what they are? Indian, Muslims, people. Like, it's a lot. I'm just here to tell you that's what it looks. Muslim and Chinese people. Know what they care about? Getting the engineering degree. Florida State goes out and recruits those people. FAMU can go recruit the same Muslims and the same Chinese people, and you get that income. But you choose not to. Same concept with the basketball. You mean to tell me with all this tradition, all this history, like when I'm telling you it was bad basketball, it was bad. And you know what sucks? You know, we talk about good old boy network with white people. We don't ever talk about it enough with black people. Do you know who you know who the basketball coach is for Bethune-Cookman? The fucking athletic director. The only way to fire the basketball coach is to fire the athletic director. Just to me, that just doesn't make sense. That's just not, I don't, y'all got it. But I'm going to tell you something that's not helping. And this is my 8 o'clock brought to you by Green Acre Sporting Goods. Green Acre Sporting Goods is the go-to place to get all those holiday things for your friends and family. Go get you some, get your guns, get your outdoor equipment, get all of these different things. I made this tweet. And I stand by this because I'm so tired of this HBCU versus PWI thing. Y'all are so in your feelings because Prime left you. And I get it. I was feeling sympathetic, but now I'm really close to the point where I just say, fuck y'all. I'm gonna mind my own PWI business. I'd be so happy for my friends who found their blackness when they went to an HBCU. Nothing like reading every day about how much you don't want the support of others, but then say we don't support you enough. Then when we ask you about your donations, you tell us that going to the school was your contribution. A tired ass fucking debate. You can click that right there. I just want to say, because it's basically every day it's a troll. And the cutie for the university that follows the University of Miami, Jay Mills, y'all troll about the dumbest shit every day. I want to know what PWI guy hurt you. And what do you mean by this, James? I'm gonna go ahead and post post that from IG, and I'm gonna read her actual tweet. And she goes on here every day with this shit.
You figured
HBCU,
me out. You got me
at Yard Talk HBCU.
You got me red-handed.
My theory is that HBCU grads are being heavy. We're not attacking you. Every day, go follow her shit and look what she posts every day about people. You put this shit out there, people defending themselves against your dumbness, and you feel like you're being attacked. If you shut the fuck up, nobody would say anything to you. My theory is that HBCU grads are being heavily attacked because folks feel some sort of guilt for not supporting black college football like they should have before Coach Prime. They're projecting because he gave them an out and they're conflicted. Wow. Go ahead, I mean, that's how you feel.
You got me now. You got me now. You got me now. Oh, you figured me out. You fucking income fucking poop. You figured me out. You got me red-handed. You got me red-handed. Shut your goddamn ass up.
That's just how us people who went to PWIs feel. We wear your colors, and you tell us, you shouldn't be wearing our colors. Why are you wearing a FAMU shirt? You didn't go to FAMU. Like imagine if I said that to a FSU fan. Right. No, please wear an FSU shirt. I want you to. I know how the economics of this works, but right now, this is what I feel like right with y'all. I'm about to start hitting y'all with this because when y'all HBCUs closing every day, and when y'all start crying, no money want to support us. What? Tell them the Benjamin Marcellus Payne says. You want sympathy? You won't get it from me. I don't know how to give it to you, dog. Look that shit up in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. But like the real issue in all of this is this, man. We should all be coming together. I tell people this in Tallahassee. I believe you should go, if you're a Florida State fan, you should go to as many Florida State games as you can. I also think you should go across the tracks and go to at least one HBCU game. I think you should take it. You'll enjoy it. It'll be a different brand of football, different environment, awesome food. And like you'll see yourself like wanting to support them. Just like I just did with UNF. When I just went to that UNF basketball game, I thought to myself how much fun my sons had and how much access and how much disposable income I have. And on top of that, that's their mother's alma mater. What if I did give them a couple $1,000s a year? What if I did talk about them more with what my platform is and help broaden them? You know what it does? It enhances the city. What if I did go over to Tallahassee, which I already do donate to FAMU, because it is my HBCU. When Bethune-Cookman College came into Jacksonville, you know, and he heard, and somebody reached out, a client of mine actually, Kelly, her daughter, who I used to train, who was been at a PWI, is now at HBCU as a trainer, Glenica, was like they just up in Jacksonville and didn't have anything. They've been on the road because a hurricane affected them. So I used my connection, the guy who I was, talking to, and a lot of white people wrote $10,000 in money just like that to be able to raise to give to Bethune-Cookman to help aid in food and stuff like that, because I didn't mind my PWI business. And it was a nice ask. And it felt good to do that because I want HBCUs to be successful. With the challenges that you're facing and the true things that you do have, being criminally underfunded. I can't even read. What does that say?
You just got love for you. Always got love for the real talk.
Oh, yeah. It's criminally underfunded. In fact, I think with some of the stuff happening right now with Florida A&M students coming together to sue because the Time magazine wrote an article about, and they showed where the money was at, I think you're going to see HBCUs get a little bit more money and a little bit more funding, which is great. But at the same time, I cannot invest in something that you're not proud, that you're only proud of, but you don't back it. And I'm not even suggesting that you give millions and millions of dollars, because you may not be able to give millions and millions of dollars. But I do know this: 15% of Jackson State alumni only donating is not good. And then when people use excuses about how many people are first-time graduates of HBCUs, do you understand that even if I went to Florida State, not me personally, my mother went to college, but I was considered a first-time graduate because my father didn't graduate. Now, my mother was a first-time graduate of Florida, first-time college graduate from Florida A&M. She gave. She made a lot less money than what people make now. If you're proud and you wanted to be around, you should be giving. And what happens is, what I've learned, and I was talking with somebody, and I think some of the situations that I'm getting into now are because I've been around long enough, but I'm also being pseudo-successful, or the perception. There's a saying that money attracts money. So when people start seeing everybody come to something or everybody doing something, they naturally want to be able to give and be a part of it. So let's say you had 60, let's say you changed that to 65% graduates who donate $1, right? Not a lot. $1 a month is $12. If you had $1 a month campaign, you should be able to get, everybody should be able to give $12 fucking dollars, I would think. Right now, Florida State shifted their booster thing. We want $50. We want as many $50 annual boosters as we can possibly get to get you in the habit of giving. If I come to somebody and say, hey man, 65% of our graduates donate, that means, wow, that's some pride. I might give to that. My book bag drive gets the biggest donations once I start having donations roll in. Sucks. You would think like everybody would start off, but people want to be a part of something that they deem to be successful. And with HBCUs closing at an alarming rate, you would think that this method in which you're going about is really fucked up. You're alienating a base of people who have no problem, and you're under the guise that you are the gatekeepers of culture. And you're not. The African-American churches, the black barbershops and hair salons are. The family reunions. The guys who stand on the corner, and shoot the shit. The old men playing dominoes. Black culture is not. I'm gonna level with you. It's so the thing that you're actually thinking that black kids who go to PWIs are doing to you, being elitist, the fact that you think that HBCUs are the bastions of African American culture is elitist in of itself, because that means you have to go to college and be educated when there are so many of us who still do not. It's offensive, it's idiotic, and it's unbecoming. Black don't make me because I went to college. It's a cultural thing. That's the same thing as saying that white people have to go to PWIs and learn how to be white. That's not how it works. Is somebody less Chinese if they go to an HBCU? Like, just think. I don't think you people think.
The problem is, in the social media age, she's going to foster that.
She's getting attention.
Exactly.
And attention is a drug. And you keep doing this. And what happens is you think you sound intelligent, but you don't. And you sound like a crybaby. And you know what that makes people not want to do? Help you. One of my friends, who's actually very successful, played basketball at a HBCU. A lot of my friends went to FAMU, by the way. I'm going to read his comment. Oh, damn, he took that thing off. Oh, no. I put it on my major pain thing. That's what it was. I agree with you. Most leadership at HBCUs despise change and diversity because they are so focused on tradition, and that's the way it's always been. This is the reason they can't grow and evolve over decades. I went to FAMU because I got a scholarship to play ball, and it was one of my only viable options after my high school coach screwed me out of a dozen scholarships. That's another story. But FAMU was never my first choice. Do I love being a rattler and going there? Yes. But I had little to no opportunities and resources compared to if I would have went to FSU. If Steve Robinson would have still been the coach, I would have been a Seminole because he told me he would offer me, but he knew they were going to let him go. Overall, it's just a mindset and a lack of resources and money that keeps HBCUs in this cycle. And the thing is, which I need to make sure I get the sound when we get our roadcaster, modern problems require modern solutions. Splitting us up intentionally by your own words and actions are what doing. You can have pride and you can say, this is what I love about going to my institution. And that's what's going to make people want to come to it without being divisive. As I tell people all the time, I grew up on an HBCU campus. I did not find an HBCU campus for 4 years. I grew up on that shit. I know the inner workings. I know how the things go happen. I ask questions. I donate. I want to help. But I can promise you this. The way that some of y'all go about doing this makes a motherfucker say, I'm going to mind my PWI business. It's terrible. You're going to lose a lot more than you're going to win. But if you want to win, follow the fucking fullback and take my advice. Shut the fuck up. Or at least have a clear ask. It's basically name, image, and likeness. Clear ask, clear give. Hell, to be honest with you, that ain't got nothing to do with government intervention. Y'all got lawyers. I'm going to tell you the truth. Y'all got goddamn lawyers at some of y'all campuses. Y'all got big-time car dealerships. You got dudes who run fucking Piggly Wigglies all over the world who ain't even going to give you, who won't give your top payers the money. You don't need government intervention for that. You got a business. You got the money. You got whole boards. Akbar, you at FAMU, why don't you do what you said you was going to do for Isaiah Land, but you didn't? You could go have a big-ass homecoming party, Akbar, that you probably paid $5,000 to $6,000 to at least you fronted that to make it happen. Why don't you give that money that you would spend being out to building up your alumni base, building up the dollars there? My guy Chuck, why don't you and 10 of them other old rattlers that y'all know come together with 5,000 apiece? 10 times 5 is 50. Give 50 to a top athlete to make them come to an HBCU in the NIL. You don't need no government to do that. You don't need to be funded heavily to do that. You guys got the businesses. Y'all got 5 racks. If I can remember, hold on, let me fuck it. I'm out. You know what? I'm tired. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my own advice. My bad, Kanye. You were right, Kanye. You're 100% right. James is a hypocrite. James says, Kanye, stop saying who is they. Start calling them out. Roy Moore, you on Piggly Wiggly. Conversations after conversations about you trying to come in and help a young man with the NIL deal. What happened to it? What happened when I picked up the phone to call you? Is that on PWIs? Is that on white folks too? Or is that on you not supporting the youth? Is that Deion's fault for leaving to go to a PWI that said we're gonna open up the checkbook to pay my players? Devin Respress, is that on them? When a dude from a PWI took his time out to try to help you out, to keep your people that you don't need, that you'll give the credit to somebody else, but then y'all won't even back, that he has to get the money out of his own pocket to make sure that he helps a kid at your school, but you want him to mind his PWI business? Do you know how offensive that is? That's money I could have gave to my own kids. That's money I could have gave to my own university, because outside of y'all, I'm actually proud of what I've done, what I've accomplished, and who put me there. You all talk. That's why you're in the situation you're in. It's nobody else's fault. We don't need nobody else. We can do it on our own, but you choose not to because you're scared, because you know the reality of the situation. That you're selfish and that you don't give a shit about the next generation. And the truth be told, just like my friend who I just read that said, if your ass had an opportunity to go somewhere else, you would have went somewhere else. You like to talk about the struggle because you went through the struggle and you want other people to go through the struggle, but that's not what being an elder is. That's not what being a leader is. And that's not what being an example is. I'd be damned if my kids go through the same fucking struggles that I went through. I'd be goddamned if my son has to go through the shit that I went through. That's why I get aggravated with my sons, because they're not going to have to go through the shit that I went through. And that's what you shouldn't want. Why I don't cry about name, image, and likeness? Because I don't want them boys to have to be broke like we was broke at times. I know exactly what it's like between August and the middle of September when you ain't got no scholarship checks coming in. I know exactly what it's like in that first week of January to the first week of February, because your bowl game money came out and you ain't got no scholarship check to get in. You could barely get home. Like hell, and I lived across town. I know exactly what it's like. So I don't want them boys to have to go through that, because I went through that. But y'all so proud of I didn't get my net check on time. That's just part of the problem. That's just part of going through it. No, it's not. But you're right. Think pieces. Well, I shouldn't have to struggle in relationships. I don't want that struggle love. But you'll talk about struggling through goddamn college that you paid for. Stop talking. Go hold. What's that motherfucker who made Black Panther? Didn't he go to FAMU? One of them motherfuckers went to FAMU. Named the building after his ass. As I shared with the guy, y'all so fucking focused on fucking symbolism that you can't even get past the check. I don't want symbolism. I want money. I want opportunity. I don't want to talk about that shit. Don't build me no fucking statue. I don't need that shit. My kids need diapers. Kids need real shit out here. Talking about why nobody want to come there, man. Get the fuck out of here. And every one of y'all co-signed on that shit. That's why the Deion thing hurt. It didn't hurt because nobody wanted to see him progress. It hurt because you really literally just sold everybody on a fucking bill of dreams. And but the reality is we all knew you're just not good enough. And you show it every day that you're not good enough. But you want what white colleges have, but won't do what white colleges do. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm with you. You know what's not fair? Gain Street. Just going to Tallahassee, Gain Street. Gain Street was run down and dilapidated my entire growing up in Tallahassee, Florida. It's right there by FAMU campus. FAMU could have bought that street up just like Florida State Boosters bought that street up. Florida State Boosters made that shit in the college town. All them cats with money that could have bought that shit up, you could have made that shit orange and green, but you chose not to. White man ain't do that. That's big. Like at a certain point, man, which I gotta realize, man, I'm over here around. I don't even know how much time to say I did in miles.
145.
Oh, my bad. Let me get the fuck off this, man. That ain't white people shit, nigga. That's business. It probably did start off with that, and there were things that were put into place. But the reality of the situation is you doubled down and you made it hard being ignorant and stupid and not being innovative. You don't want to play the rules. I saw somebody put this thing about Killer Mike. It felt like it was one of the realest things. Like it actually resonated with me. Like I understood. I got it was a sound. Oh, here. They could probably hear it. I'll play it.
He said, if you were born in a socialist society, you'd have been a hell of a socialist and a leader. If you'd been born in a communist society, you'd have been a hell of a communist and a leader. Michael, you happen to have been born in a capitalistic society, and you understand that either you're going to be a participant in it or a victim of it.
I don't think people really understood that last bar. You're either going to be a participant of it or you're going to be a victim of it. We got enough. Crap will get off the pot, man. Stop all that fucking crying, man. I tell my athletes this. This is the mentality of the elite. If you do it my way and you fail, I'm going to be the first one to tell you that was my fault. But if you keep trying to do it your way and you've never had success your way, that's idiotic. You're not having success, man. All you're doing is you're crying. It's saying that the world is not fair, which is a statement that we all already know. But what you going to do about it? But so I don't have it so heavy. One, Deion, I can't wait for Deion to drop these primetime shoes because I'm going to be the first one to cop them, though. But I see this thing in the news over my timeline. There was a 12-year-old that that was I guess the MVP of a Pop Warner championship. Let me see if I can it was down in Miami. Oh damn. They shit. I gotta hopefully I can get this to you quick, Miles. My bad. I just gotta end it on something like because I mean y'all house words annoy me sometimes, man. Because y'all gonna go on there. I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all on this shit either. Cause like y'all be losers on your own time. But 12-year-old, he won the UNC 12U MVP. I don't know what UNC is, but it's Generation Next at TransPal. I just emailed it to you at TransPal Stadium. We won it with Battle. It's a lot of likes on this, man. It's just this kid right here. You know, God bless him, bless his heart. But yeah, that's an old ass that's not a kid, guys. That's a grown ass man. That kid's hair lip is bigger. He's got more facial hair than I got, man. It was some tweets that were phenomenal with the follow-ups to this. They were like hold on. My guy said I was just with you. He's like I was just with this kid the other day. Yeah, he was like, I was with this kid at Magic City. He's like, I didn't know you had a football game. And the funny thing is, that kid had a beard. Like, he was on the 10U. And my tweet was to this was for, and this is what I actually think the people who keep tweeting about HBCUs and stuff. For those of you whose parents lied about your age so that you could play on younger teams, how's y'all self-esteem today? So for everybody, for every HBCU kid that has that's parent lied about them so they can play on these younger teams so they can have some success because they couldn't beat up kids their own age. I hope y'all are checking in with your therapist. So yeah, man, I don't really care what y'all think, man. I just care that you think, man. I appreciate y'all chopping it up with me, man. We'll see y'all next time.